Hey, I'm Drodio. I'm one of the co-creators of FounderCulture. And although you can get an idea for FounderCulture from the posts on our public website, I'm going to pull back the curtains here and give you the behind-the-scenes tour of the community that we are building and why we think it matters so much. Let me do some really quick intros first. My profile is on the FounderCulture website. I was the founding CEO of Armory. Now it's chairman and scaled Armory through Series C. Lots of information here about Armory. My co-creator of FounderCulture is my wife, Sue, and we've been doing startups together for almost 20 years. She is really, really great at building a truly people-first company and focused on the people and operations side of building and scaling startups. So why did we start FounderCulture? This is something we've wanted to do for many years. We think it's just incredible that out of every 200 of the best seed funded companies, only one gets to $1 billion valuation. And what we believe to be true is that there's a lot of knowledge that's stuck in the heads of scaling founders, Series B, Series C, Series D, and beyond. And they're too time poor to be able to really pay that knowledge backwards to the earlier stage founders, the pre-seed, the seed, the Series A founders, or even people who are not yet founders but would love to become founders. And it's even more incredible right now in the current funding environment that founders are being seeded with seven-figure seed checks, and they're just kind of dropped off and they're told good luck starting a company. So we want to change this math. We want to make it so that more than one out of every 200 companies has an opportunity to make a real impact on the world and to change the way that we work as humanity, as we live, play. These are world-changing companies that founders are building, and we believe that we can create a playbook and a community to help founders be more successful and not step on the same landmines that other founders have stepped on. It's like at least step on different landmines. So there's a lot more about this here in this video about why we started FounderCulture, but that should give you a good understanding at a high level of our motivations. So there's three parts to FounderCulture. The first part is Discord. We used to use Slack, but Discord is much more powerful, and we really encourage founders to self-organize Discord events. If you're not familiar with Discord, like I wasn't, highly, highly recommend that you get to know it better. It's got really powerful features like community stages and role-based access control. There's just a lot to it. So this is the first part. This is our kind of like town square community ephemeral space, very Slack-like, but with more power. So that's Discord. That's the first piece. The second piece is this knowledge base. And we have a lot of content in this knowledge base that's powered by Slab, which is a modern intranet. And there's all sorts of different content in here. We're just getting started, but what we're doing is we're creating a playbook for these founders, getting the knowledge out of the heads of the scaling founders and into a place where the earlier stage founders can learn from it. And we also do these really high quality events. We did a dinner, a private dinner with Kelsey Hightower in Portland. We did a private dinner with Dipti, the VP of People at Sneak. And these are opportunities for us to have these safe collaborative spaces under Chatham House rule, which means that the content can be shared out, but the attribution is kept private in that room. And so that's an opportunity for us to get the knowledge out of the heads of the scaling founders and get it into this knowledge base and then share it out with the world. We also make as much of the content as we can public. That's this green label content. So public content is content that you don't need to be a member to benefit from. And so although founders are at the core and the nucleus of what is founder culture, we really want the knowledge to spread out to people who aren't yet founders. Maybe there's people that are a little bit too scared to become a founder. So if we can give you support so that we think of you as a future founder, we would love to enable you to get that idea out of your head and into the world. That's really one of the big reasons that founder culture exists. And so this is a great example. Dipti has this hypergrowth playbook, and this is public content. She allowed us to make it public. Then there's also really sensitive content. So blue label content is for founders only. And for example, we help founders fundraise really effectively through this concept of a fundraising attack plan. Props to Crosslink for sharing this with me originally when we did our Series A. Now we're really teaching it to a number of founders. So this is ways to make sure you have the right sort of check-in cadence and you are not being bogged down with fundraising when you're in off cycles, but you're able to really hit it hard and do it well. And we've had founders tell us that this has been working really effectively for them. And we've been able to help founders do very successful rounds at all different stages. So that's a little bit about the public versus private content. There's also content that's in the middle. So this is for guest members. It's not public, but it's not fully private. This is an example of a piece of yellow label content. Guest members include subject matter experts. Subject matter experts are a really important part of founder culture because those are future founders. So these are people that are experts in their field that can provide guidance and help founders understand what the pain is of these SMEs that work at large progressive companies. What should they be building for? These are people that can be potential buyers. This is why the scaling founders like to participate in founder culture, because they get access to subject matter experts. And so this creates a nice virtuous cycle where we've got the early stage founders that are being guided and taught by the later stage founders, and that's being put into our knowledge base to form a playbook for scaling startups and not stepping on landmines. The later stage founders are able to benefit from the subject matter experts that are helping them sell into these companies. The subject matter experts are getting first look at progressive technologies and are able to also learn more about becoming founders. And then as they become founders, the cycle completes. So that's a little bit about founder culture. There's a lot of public content that you might enjoy, things like ways to clone the CEO. This is just a little hack that I did at Armory, which worked incredibly well. So, we're trying to really share a lot here that even if you don't join or you're not able to join because you're not a founder or a subject matter expert, you can still get value from what we're up to. Okay, hope that helps. Ciao.